Another day, another day. Nate, you get some disc golf in?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I actually played quite a bit this weekend. Played out at Mahoney and at Iowa Western with a couple local guys. Oh, we had a fundraiser deal at Ashland.
Yeah.
So
How many people showed up for that?
there was 20, 25. Pretty decent. Raising money to save somebody's mom's house.
Yeah.
So it's a good deal.
Any kind of fundraiser, if it's not your best round, it's still fun.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's out there for having a good time.
They did a pretty neat, like, they actually did some really cool things, some great raffles, and actually painted OB, which some real tournaments don't even do.
Oh, yeah.
The only problem is they didn't tell anybody they painted OB, and so it was kind of a surprise on every hole. Oh, that's out of bounds. Cool.
Gotcha.
Which is just a charity fundraiser round, but at least hey, watch out for the painted lines would have been nice. But it was a good time. Got some good wind practice in for GBO out at Mahoney. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, man, I played 2 rounds every day. It was awesome. Just really working on kind of height right now. I like to throw a lot of stuff kind of low, and I need to be able to throw it up, but not into the trees kind of thing. Yeah. So,
Steve, what else happened this weekend that's going to be pretty significant?
Yeah, I also decided to cut off. It was almost to the shoulder. So
how long have it been since your last haircut?
My last real haircut was 2 years. I'd gotten a trim and did a perm.
So as viewers are starting to show up, well, this is episode 5 of This Disc is Great with Steve and Nate. We're actually making it last, so that's cool. We're doing the Latitude 64 Opto Anchor. Somebody who asked us a question about the anchor will win the anchor that we threw for the review, which isn't this one. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to find it tonight, though. So we're gonna talk about the disc for you, and then we're gonna show you some videos about how it threw. So like this video, comment on this video, share this video, get more people here. If you ask us a question about the anchor, you can win the anchor. And Steve's holding a Christmas wizard that we got from Gateway that we're going to give away to the most interesting reason you think Steve cut his hair.
Hey, we gotta pause and congratulate Brian Williams. Got his first ace today.
Yeah,
nice.
Brian.
So Brian, congrats. What disc we're using, Brian? Go ahead and comment which disc you threw. Got that ace with. Cool.
I need to get a Nebraska ace.
I watched the spit.
Joey says, "Grow the hair out."
It'll get there.
Chris Lewandowski said, "Where's the hat, Steve?"
Well, I had to let everyone see the hair. Next week, I'll have a brand new hat on.
Roy's excuse for Steve cutting the hair was that Steve has a date.
Well,
hey, thanks, guys.
That's a good positive answer. Let's get some more creative and interesting ones that aren't, that Evan can read. All right, again, episode 5 of This Disc is Great with Steve and Nate, the Latitude 64 Opto Anchor. Came out a couple months ago with the Sheriff and the Gladiator. We're just getting to it. Also, we're getting ready to go out and do another video session soon to get some of the new stuff in there. So if you have any comments or suggestions on how we can do the videos better, let us know so we can make some changes for our next shoot, which should happen sometime soon.
Yeah.
Evan, how are we doing viewers-wise?
We're up to about 25.
Cool.
So we're doing pretty good.
Let's go ahead and get started. All right, again, This is Great with Steve and Nate, episode 5, Latitude 64 Opto Anchor. Steve, how can they win the anchor we threw in the video?
If you want to win, you got to comment, you got to like, you got to share. At least comment and say, hey, this disc would be great in my bag, or yeah, dude, I'm totally ready for a new disc, pick me. It can be something easy as that, or just be like, yeah, go disc store, go Steve, go Nate. We just wanna see the love, and we'll reach out back at you.
Ask us a question about the anchor, and we'll answer it, and you might win the disc. And how can they win this Gateway Christmas Wizard, Steve?
If you want the wizard, you gotta get a good idea of why I cut my hair.
We want some really interesting stories, make it fun. So we'll get to some of those in just a second.
Brian Williams says he got the ace with a West Side Shield.
Nice.
Megasoft.
Ooh, Megasoft. Driving with a Megasoft Shield. That's interesting. All right, so again, what we do here on This is Great with Steve and Nate, we take new discs out, throw them so we can give you a good idea what they throw like. It's our excuse to throw them so we know, so we don't feel like idiots when we're in the store. So we went out almost 2 months ago now, and threw the anchor. We'll take a look at some of the video footage with some flight trackers, and so we can tell you about it. All the distances you see in the videos, they're brought to you by who, Steve?
Brought to you by UDisc, the greatest disc golf app around. We asked for a few kind of free pro memberships. They said, sure, man, just shout us out, and it's awesome. Scorecards, you can mark down each distance for each disc. You can start measuring just like a data sheet for each individual disc.
Yeah.
But then you got GPS to track those distances, and then you can share those scorecards with your friends like you're playing online. You can even watch how the pros are doing during a tournament if they're using UDisc.
And new feature I just found out about. One of the guys in the store just asked me, "Hey, are you the Nathan that has all the high scores at all the courses around here?" And I'm assuming it's because not a lot of people have UDisc around here, but apparently it posts like a leaderboard to the course of like recently shot rounds. So yeah, apparently that's a thing.
That's cool.
So
But
that's
it's not
cool.
you though, right?
It is me. But that's because there's only like 6 people using UDisc in Omaha right now, which we're
Okay.
trying to fix.
Okay.
It's trying to make fun of you, Nathan.
I know, you tried and I didn't let you. All right, so Steve, you want to give us the breakdown of what Latitude says about the anchor before we get into it?
So this is straight from Latitude. They said, back in the day, we used a lot of putters and mid-ranges for our drives, and still feel many players could benefit from this line of thinking. You need an anchor disc to predictably have saving you throws while your competitors risk it all with their widest rim drivers. The anchor is that reliable, stable mid-range. It's slightly domey and it has a big bead. Maximize your chance to stay in the fairway by picking up an anchor today. It's got a speed of 5, it's got a glide of 4, 0 turn, and 3 fade. So if you've got overstable mid-ranges in your bag already, you're going to notice a lot of similarities to something that is going to be stable. It's going to hold up into the wind. But it's got a good grip. It basically feels like you would think an overstable mid-range would feel. It's got a pretty flat top, little dome, but overall it feels pretty nice.
So when I picked this up out of the box when we first got these a couple months ago, I picked it up and I go, this is a Rock 3.
Yeah.
It feels just like it. It's got the same kind of bead. It's a little bit different. The profiles are super close. It's also really close to a West Side Bard. So if you throw in any of those discs, this disc is very similar. Something I'll tell you guys all the time, Latitude discs aren't as overstable as they say they are. Generally, this one's pretty close. I'd say it's probably like an O2, which we'll take a look at in a second. But generally, Latitude discs are not as overstable as they say they are. I don't know if it's because they're testing facilities at higher elevation in Finland or Sweden, but that's just a general rule. So use that in your evaluating disc numbers. Let's go. Evan, we have any questions that we want to get to or interesting Steve haircut stories before we look at video?
Kyle Force says Steve's haircut makes him look like a school gym teacher.
So
So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just thought I wanted to read that out loud.
That's good.
Let's see, we got people saying we got a new disc golf course. I need some new discs. Someone needs the anchor to weigh down their bag because it's too light.
Ooh, okay.
Brian Williams thinks he got his haircut because he fell asleep chewing gum and got it stuck in his hair.
I wouldn't put that past Steve.
Yeah. No, so we got a lot of people saying UDisc is an awesome app. Love using UDisc. So yeah, let's get into it then. Let's go see some video.
Come on in.
Alrighty. So, I think I'm first.
I think you're starting us off, Nate.
Alright, so this disc is pretty maneuverable. I like it a lot. This came out of my hand just a little bit hyzer, which is a new feature I'm doing in the videos. The white line, if you can see it, is the release angle. So it came out just a little hyzer, flew nice and flat, and then pretty reliably hyzered out. We're going with a couple fewer video clips this week because all but 2 of mine were exactly this, and all of Steve's were the same shot over and over again. It's really reliable, does the same thing. Nice straight flight, solid fade at the end. My UDisc distance was 259, which is pretty much what I'm looking for out of my mid-ranges. Anything more than that, I can just grab a fairway driver. Let's check out Steve's first throw.
So that was basically flat, but from the angle, you can't tell that I actually released it a little early. So it didn't actually go straight like it should have flown towards this area. But in reality, it was a straight flight. I just missed my line. but it was pretty straight and has a really nice, reliable finish at the end. Being overstable, I think that's exactly what it is. I think, and it's not just terribly overstable.
It's not a Justice.
Yes, it's still manageable, but it's definitely trying to hyzer out for you. So for a safe hyzer shot, this is going to be a great disc.
So something I noticed when I was editing the videos, I think this is the biggest skip that we got out of any of them. So like, the problem with my Justice is because it's so overstable, it skips a lot, which I use that on purpose a lot. But if I need something to stick, that's not the disc to go to. This disc hardly skipped at all in any of our clips. So that's a nice thing in a predictable upshot disc. This one, I got on top of it a little bit. I thought I turned and burned it and it was going in the woods. Flipped over, held that Anheuser line. So it came out of my hand about like this and just went right. But even with that much turn, it faded out really consistently at the end, got a little skip. So even though I turned it really hard and I was pretty upset with it, you see my hands on my hips, I'm happy with that shot. But it still faded out even then. So you can put it on an Anheuser, get that turn out of it in the woods, and it'll still come out of it at the end, which is nice.
So I'm also trying the Annie route, also launching it straight up in the air. But 267 off of throwing it that high in the air, that thing likes to move. So I was pretty happy with that. And again, it's like one skip and then it's done. It's really nice just sitting there. It's 267. That's a good distance for throwing something that's a little more beefy than I'm usually throwing out on the course.
And I think this probably would have held the Anheuser line a little better if you hadn't gotten it so high. It kind of got nose up and stalled on you.
Yeah.
But that's a shot you're looking for sometimes. A nice stall hyzer with a mid-range, super reliable disc. I was liking it a lot. This was on a pretty flat flex line. Got some pretty decent distance out of it. So it came out of hand just with a little bit of Annie, so it flexed out straight, turned just a little ways, and then super reliably hyzered out at the end. So again, just feels a lot like a Rock 3. Super reliable. It's really close to my Verdict. It's the same kind of shots I'd throw it on. But yeah, super reliable disc. Again, a little short on the video clips this week because they're all the same. Same shot. Did exactly what we expected it to. Really reliable mid-range. Pretty great disc. All right, so anybody have any questions about the Opto Anchor before we get too far?
Yeah, let's get back. We had a few questions during the video, so let me set back up here. We got a lot of, let me see, let me go back. Got some more Steve's hair stuff. So
all right, go for it.
Did Steve?
One of these is going to win this wizard too. So the most interesting story about Steve's haircut gets that wizard.
Did Steve really cut his own hair, or is next week's disc the Discraft machete?
Oh, the machetes are on the way. They will be in the next couple of weeks. We'll do the machete, but no, we didn't cut it with the machete yet.
Did the anchor cut your own hair from throwing it so hard? Let's see. Does it have a micro bead as the truth? Does it have the same micro bead as the truth?
Steve, what do you think? It's a little bigger, isn't it? You throw your truth a lot.
Width-wise, I guess it might be, but the fact that I would say my truth beads is more like this gateway putter than that.
The beads, it's a little bit more significant of a bead, I think. I think it held it up next to a Bard, and it's almost straight up the same mold. Like the shoulder's a little different.
I just feel really like this might have the same width, but the amount of time that it takes to get there is just so quick. I feel like that it does not feel like a truth at all.
Yeah, it's a lot more concave, but the bead is pretty pronounced. If you can see it
what's the weight that you guys were using, or what's the weight you have right there?
The weight I have in my hand is 178, which is really close. I think because we're trying to stick as close to 175 as we can, just for consistency's sake between the different videos. So I'm pretty sure that one is 176.
What about rollers? Do you guys have any rollers, or think that would be good for a roller disc?
It's not the first thing I'd grab. Mm-hmm. I will say we didn't do any flick videos because we tried and they were all so terrible they weren't worth showing. We flicked it straight into a roller.
We'll have some better ones now. Now that we've actually been able to get out and play.
I'm not a big fan of flicking my deep mid ranges in general. That's a me problem.
Sure.
So I think this would be a fine flick disc. I just couldn't flick it.
Sure.
Let's see. So Patrick said he loves the Anheuser throws.
All right, next question will win the anchor.
Well, I think
Or you've got a question picked out for that?
I do have a question picked out
All right.
for the winner. Let me go. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through to see if there's any other good questions. This is not the winner, but just a question: is it thinner than the Rock 3?
Honestly, when I first pulled it out of the box, I was like, "That's a Rock 3." I went and grabbed one, put them next to each other, and I couldn't tell the difference. Like they are I think the bead on this is a little thicker than the Rock 3s, but other than that, it's almost identical.
Cool.
TJ is asking, does it dump as much as the Bard?
I haven't thrown a Bard, so I can't compare there. They feel really the same. And,
I didn't see the R-Flights dumping.
See, now that depends on what you mean by dump. When I refer to dumping, that's on like, when I say dump, that means I turned it over and it just went all the way over. It dumped over. But it does hyzer out pretty good, especially if you're not throwing. When I ripped on it, it didn't hyzer a lot, but it still faded at the end. If you're not ripping on it, it's going to hyzer and dump out left pretty hard. If you're not throwing it super hard.
So dump is Annie, dive is hyzer?
Generally, it's a really loose term.
Okay.
Seth Heasley says, in quotes, "Terrible, not worth showing." Are you talking about the haircuts or the videos?
Ooh.
Ooh. Thanks for the love, guys.
Yeah, man. Matt's asking, how is it for a lefty?
Well, Steve,
All right.
you would know.
All right. I got to be honest with you guys. Disc golf has nothing to do with how you throw it. It's just your ability to get the disc downfield. Certain courses are going to be lefty friendly or righty friendly, but as long as you can get a snap on the disc and get it to project in a speed and manner that is going to allow that disc to travel a distance and avoid obstacles and stuff, that's really all it is. There's no such thing as a lefty or a righty disc. Otherwise, do you know how hard it would be to find discs for a lefty? We're what are we, 5%?
We should produce some left-handed discs.
I'm pretty sure Innova did that as a April Fool's joke one year. Innova does some really complex April Fool's jokes that get hundreds of people every year.
Yeah.
I think that was one a couple years ago.
All right, Jason Popejoy, this is our next haircut comment. Jason says his mom cut it for him again because she is Steve's anchor.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
So, all right, guys. The winner of the Opto anchor, let's show it. Let me grab that so I can show it a little closer. The winner of this beautiful, bright yellow Opto anchor is going to be TJ Dazinski. And he asked that question earlier, so his question was actually one of the first ones I asked. So, TJ Dazinski. I hope I'm saying that right. Go ahead and message us on Facebook to claim your prize, or you can email us at service@discstore.com. So, thanks for your question. He asked a couple questions, so I actually read a couple of them. So, yeah, this is going to be your disc. All right, what else we got?
All right, any other questions you had there? We need to come up with a good story of why Steve cut his hair so we can give this wizard away.
I mean, we got a few good ones, or some funny comments at least.
Yeah.
More making fun of Steve, but let's see. Yeah, I read pretty much all the stories about Steve's hair that I could find.
All right, well, come up with a good one to win. Steve, so what's your overall opinion of the anchor? What's this disc for?
Yeah, that disc I can see. Like I've got a Buzz OS. And it's just super stable for me. Throw it into headwind and it usually straightens out. This, I can see having a decent headwind, being able to hold straight, and then having a nice finish. I don't have any Rock 3s in the bag right now, but if I needed one, I would probably say this would be the step between the Buzz OS and then like my EMAC Truth, where it's just that little bit more stable, but it's going to be able to glide longer than the Rock 3. I'm sorry, than the Buzz OS.
Yeah, and so for me, it's really similar to my Verdicts. My Verdicts has a slightly different feel in the rim, but they fly really close to the same. It's a great overstable mid-range for working some things through the woods. It can hold that ante a little bit if you need it to. It's not like I can actually rip on this and get it to go far. Like my Justice is going 250-ish, and that's about all.
That's about it.
Great
Yeah.
throw. Usually about 175 on a normal throw. But this I can actually get some distance out of. One of my buddies, Josiah Durham, who is sort of sponsored by Latitude 64. He's not like on their official team. But he loves this disc. He says it's got so much glide, which I found the opposite. I felt like it kind of died in the air for me, which I liked. But
he's got crazy rotation.
He does. He throws really hard. He liked it for just being able to do all sorts of things with it. It's a really great utility disc that utility mid-range can do a lot of things. Could be your staple thing in your bag.
Yeah.
I expect to see Ricky throwing these alongside his harps pretty soon. It's a good disc. All right, whose story are we going with?
All right, so let's tell them what they're winning again.
All right, we got us a Christmas edition. This was a gift from Gateway, saying, "Hey, thanks for selling our disc. Happy Merry Christmas."
And so instead
Happy
of fighting
holidays.
over it here, we're gonna do the nice thing and pass it along.
All right, so the winner of this wizard is going to be. I'm going to have to pick Jason Popejoy's comment. Mother's Day is coming up soon. So he said his mom cut it for him again because she is Steve's anchor. So
I'm sure my mom would like that.
It also fit, fit the video. So
Yeah,
I think
it's perfect.
I think it was a perfect comment.
Two thumbs up for that one.
Jason Popejoy, thanks for commenting there. Message us on Facebook to claim your prize, or you can email us at service@discstore.com, and we will get that out to you as soon as you can. So for TJ Dazinski, he won the anchor, and Jason Popejoy won the Gateway Wizard here. Thanks guys for commenting on this video. Always comment afterwards, because even once we go live, we can answer your questions. So Steve and Nate will be looking through here and
You can't
answer
win
your
anything, but we'll answer the questions. Yeah, also check these out. I literally 30 minutes ago just restocked our anchors, so we've got a bunch of good options on the site. Check them out and get them out to you real quick. We'll be back next week. We'll wrap up our last video with our first set of footage, the D6. And then sometime this week, me and Steve will get out. We're going to throw the Trace, the Machete, the Slammer, the AVR3, and all sorts of other new stuff that's been coming out. We'll get those videos to you soon. Again, let us know what you'd like to see different, what kind of shots you'd like to see, camera angles, anything you think that can make the videos better. Let us know, because we're here for you guys. And we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.